This viral ad generated me over $34 million in sales and took the internet by storm. Look at this graph. It shows the cost to advertise on Facebook. Each year, it continues to go up and up and up. And things are only going to get worse unless something changes. And I probably shouldn't be sharing this with you, but today I'm gonna let you steal my exact 8-step process of how to create ads that bully the algorithm, generate thousands of leads, and print profits with illegally high ROAS.
Sabri.
Yo, what's happening?
First day of the massive Sell Like Crazy shoot.
It's gonna be a big week. You guys always ask me what goes into behind these shoots. I see your ads following me around all over the internet. I'm gonna give you guys the behind the scenes source this week. So any good ad all begins with the research. Whether it's a written ad or it's a video that you're putting together, it all starts down with the words that it is that you're writing. It's what separates the pros and the amateurs. An amateur will use a template and they'll start to go in and just configure things and they'll figure out how to say things. They'll use hyperbole and a lot of buzzwords. What gets people to buy is really diving inside the brain of our dream prospect. What is that bruised knee? When you know exactly what those things are, you can speak to them in a very direct way. Marketers, they spend all of their time in the ads manager pressing buttons like little geeks thinking that's where the ROAS is hiding. 80% of ad performance is done in the creative, and that all starts with understanding your prospect and doing your research.
But all the tricks in the world won't mean anything if you are constantly guessing what your customers want.
I have something called the Halo strategy, and it is a worksheet where I am constantly keeping my finger on the pulse of exactly what my market wants. I'm looking at what other people are saying, what are the new products and technology that it is that they're buying, so I can intimately understand when the market shifts. I know how to change my ads and my copy to specifically address those things. I'm not oblivious to what's going on inside the mind of my prospect. The reason why my first viral ad made me $34 million is that I spoke directly to my market's pain points. People had grown tired of other marketing agencies promising the world and not delivering results. So I spoke directly to that multiple times throughout the ad copy.
They said all I needed was a new logo and some more exposure. 6 months later, my entire marketing budget was murdered.
Hey you. Because all you want to do is figure out what are the pain points that it is that your market has and then solve them in a way that is unique. And the only way to figure out if you can solve it in a way that is unique is by intimately understanding what all the other alternatives are and all the ads that they're exposed to and what is it that they're seeing and what are the claims that other people are making. And a great place to find all of this information is Reddit. And basically what we're looking at is for anything that is a very long, emotionally charged comment. We want people that have put a lot of thought into these things. Then what we want to do is take the exact words that it is that these people are using. We're speaking to the market in the exact language that it is that they want.
So we have just arrived at Versace. We're here to pick up some outrageous drip. I'm getting this big, bright red bathrobe. And it's all these little details that make the ad pop and make it different.
Facebook groups is incredible. A lot of these Facebook groups have anywhere between 80,000 up to millions of people in these groups that are posting every single day. Keeping an eye out for certain things that they're saying, whether it's about other solutions that are in the marketplace, pains and fears that they have, or the things that they're hoping to achieve. Another amazing plugin to use is called Discussions. It's a Chrome extension for Google, allows you to go onto Google and it will only show you results that are forums and that are discussions. And then you can go into those forums and again, an absolute treasure chest of information. Don't just go to one place, go to multiple different sources in order to do your research. You want to take all of this and put it into your research document, and you do not alter it. You just want to copy and paste the exact language that you can see. In addition to this, if you're already out there and you've got a bunch of customers, you want to basically do an export of all of your customer service emails. Then you take those customer service emails, you throw them up into ChatGPT, and you ask it to tell you what are the top 5 common pains and benefits that people get from these products. What's a really key insight here is not to try and talk to absolutely all of those things. Try to boil it down to the one thing. Like they will all be symptoms to one problem that it is that they're trying to solve. And that's the thing that you want to wrap your whole ad around. So it's something that I call the bullseye. It exists in every single marketplace. And when you hit it, it's what causes an ad to pull its freaking head off. But all the research in the world will go to waste if you can't hijack attention.
I am gonna be picking you up, chicken. I know that I am competing with the chaotic blizzard that is the internet, that is the newsfeed. Think about your newsfeed and how wild it is. If it's just me in a normal setting, it's not enough to interrupt the scroll. You really need to be doing something wild. So if you see a dude in an office walking by with the chicken in his hand, you're gonna stop and you're gonna click on the sound and you're gonna see, what is this all about? You've got a visual pattern interrupt, and then you've also got auditory interrupt as well. We're gonna be combining both of them as just like that visual what the fuck. This guy, Academy Award winner, Mateo, the Great, seriously. Look, if this all sounds like a lot of work, it's because it is. And I have spent hundreds of millions of dollars on ads to try and figure all this shit out. So if you just want to get the cheat codes, well, I have developed my own AI software. I have loaded it up with over $7.8 billion worth of ROAS, best performing headlines, CTAs, all of the things that you can imagine from creative to copy. You can get the link for that in the description. Now back to the video.
So whether it is a static image ad or a video ad, the lens that I always look through is how do I hijack the attention of my marketplace? So I want to think about what is the most outrageous visual grabber that when someone is thumbing through their newsfeed and they're having a look through, they're like, what the fuck is this thing?
How do we feel about the tackle?
Oh, yeah, not too bad.
Hit him hard enough?
Probably not, no. I probably could have hit him a lot harder.
What is this guy doing? He's running around with small people. He's wearing a bathrobe. No one does that stuff. People pay attention to things that are different.
That's a good shot.
The thing that you want to be doing is the absolute opposite to what everybody else is doing. And I know from studying the market, they're not going to be shoving chilies up their ass or running across Lego and wearing red bathrobes.
But pattern interrupts aren't enough. It needs to resonate with things that your audience already cares about.
There is two frameworks that I use to do this. The first one is a pattern match. You're thinking about what are the visual cues, what are some of the things that are going on that your prospect is exposed to every single day visually. When they see that, it triggers them. So it might be, if they're an e-commerce business, a Shopify dashboard. If they're a Facebook media buyer, the Facebook's ads manager. What that does is it signals to people that this is something that is of interest to me. You are calling out to that person by using something that they have an identity to trigger them and go, yo, this is something that you need to pay attention to. And so when it comes to this ad, we start straight out of the gate with really a pattern match.
This is the algorithm's secret sauce. Drink it!
Everybody online thinks that the growth of their business lies in some secret algorithm hack, that they just need to know some certain campaign structure in Facebook ads and all of their problems are going to disappear. What have we done? We have dramatized that to the absolute nth degree and said that the secret algorithm hack lies in Mark Zuckerberg's blood. And then I'm being force-fed that blood by little people. And I'm empathizing with my audience. And I'm saying growing a business is really hard. Really fucking hard. It's like sticking a ghost pepper up your ass and walking barefoot on a trail of Lego. Immediately they get visuals of what that looks like. Then we go hyper specific, especially when you approach it like most people do, through trial and error. So I'm using all of these things to emphasize with my prospect that I know the problem that it is that you've got. The way that you can do this for your ads, by specifically looking at that swipe file that you created with all of your competitors in there and look at the claims that they are making and understand that they have been made those claims before, but still here they are with the same problem. And the second framework that I use is what we call a pattern interrupt.
So we just did location number 1, me and the little people. We are now at location number 2 and we're shooting a scene here, my wife, with my kids.
But even the best hook in the world will fall flat if your ad fatigues in a week and you don't have any backups.
Why are we doing so many hooks?
And when you shoot a production of this size, you don't want to have everything resting on just like one hook. The way that I do it is I'll shoot 10 to 12 hooks for one ad. I might launch with 1 or 2 hooks, and then when those fatigue and people think that they've seen the ad because they only watch the first 15 seconds, boom, we roll out the next hook. Boom, we roll out the next hook. Growing a business is hard. Really fucking hard. It is. It seriously is. This is simply to give longevity to the campaign. 1 week of production, you shoot multiple hooks, and I'll be running this ad for a year, maybe even 2 years.
When people are online, they're in a pattern and they know what an ad looks like and they know what to expect by what all of your competitors are doing in the marketplace. In order to interrupt that pattern, then it needs to be different.
Woo-wee! This is the money shot right here. Oh, we forgot the oil. It's got to be glistening. This better be organic.
So is this going on YouTube or one of those other subscription services?
Oh, this is only space. This is premium.
But most people think that the pattern interrupt just happens in the hook, that they can just say something outrageous out the gate and then that's all that they need to do. No, 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 no. A pattern interrupt needs to happen at multiple times throughout an ad. You might interrupt somebody's pattern to get their attention and to then get them to consuming your ad. But then as they start to go through it, whether it's written copy or it's a video, they're just gonna go into zombie land and they're gonna tune out and they're gonna be like, I'm in an ad now, and they're gonna enter into another pattern. And just when they do that, then they stop paying attention. So then we need to hit them with another pattern interrupt to get them re-hooked back into the messaging that we're saying.
And that red Versace robe, another visual pattern interrupt. Pattern after pattern after pattern interrupt. So we're doing a shoot tomorrow in the office, King Kong HQ, plus we've rented out a cafe. The lengths that this guy goes through, they don't call me the internet daddy for nothing, baby.
Now, you might be thinking like, how do I come up with all these crazy ideas, Sabri? Like for my own ads, how do I do it? Well, I'm gonna tell you how to do it. Just like we keep a swipe file for all of the competitors and all of their ads, you also wanna keep another swipe file and pay attention to anything that hijacks your attention. Whenever you see something that winks at you, copy it, screenshot it, and keep it for future reference. You're gonna be harvesting all the things that 1, get your attention, and then 2, all of the patterns that you're seeing coming up. You wanna document all of those softwares, all of the images, the websites, the interfaces that your market is gonna be exposed to on a daily basis, and you wanna keep a folder for each. So you know that you can either use them as a pattern match, or you can know what the patterns look like so that you can then use a big weird visual to interrupt that pattern.
But having a killer sales pitch means nothing if you don't know how to sell against all the other alternatives that have already failed your prospect.
When it comes to putting together ads that just go completely batshit nuclear, you are not trying to sell your product. A very powerful frame is just selling against all the other alternatives that exist out in the marketplace. And I did that on purpose in my Internet Gods campaign, because if you skip over what they've already tried, then you lose them. You have to name it and frame it and then show them how you are different, or they'll just assume it's more of the same.
The problem is that most people treat every lead like the 3% that are looking to buy now. That's a stupid idea. It's going to zero.
Because the chances are that this is not the first time that they've experienced this problem, or this is not the first time that they've been looking to buy something to solve this problem. And if you just ignore that they have tried these other options and you just try to sell your thing, you're never gonna sell it. You need to be very, very clear to the prospect that you understand all the alternatives that exist. And when you do that in a very clear and compelling way, you'll be creating ads with illegally high ROAS and getting more customers than you know what to do with.
Your boy is about to get zipped up in a body bag and swung against a tree by the man that's holding that camera.
Very excited to do so.
And if you liked these principles, you're gonna love this video that I made on everything that I know about marketing. Click that bad boy and I'll see you in the next one.